Spectators flowing into the Bucks Head as well. The referee for tonight's game is Peter Gibbons. And we're about to get underway. Telford kicking from our left to right in this first half in their white shirts, navy blue shorts and navy blue socks. Worcester City in blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. A very prompt start indeed, Steve. Worcester with an early free kick here on their right-hand side. Quite deep though, floated into the box. Chested down by Junior English. May fall for Lee Hughes. Cleared by Jack Ray. Telford now on their right wing. Ray's tripped over by Junior English. Free kick for Telford. Sure, he's looking to strengthen his squad. Ball's whipped in by Williams. Headed clear, back in by Ray. Appeals of handball, not given. Ray nods it out to Hurst, who shoots wide, and a goal kick for Worcester. Here's Williams, midway inside the Worcester half, into the feet of McCarthy. The rangy midfielder in Royal. Back to Williams again, scampering across the D, shoots, and a good save. Lovely strike, flowing football from Telford. Teams have real dreams of who they could get if they managed to go on a good cup run. A couple of years ago when Liam Watson was manager, Telford.
Of the Worcester man who went down as though he'd been poleaxed by the tackle. Sure enough, he's now up on his feet, looks absolutely fine, but that won't help Dave Hibbert, unfortunately, who is now walking a bit of a tightrope. I think that's a harsh decision, particularly so early on.
Wolves away at Newcastle. They beat Newcastle on Saturday. They've stayed over because they're playing Newcastle in the EFL Cup tonight as well. It's one of those strange things which throws up a few interesting fixtures.
But Steele, Chicane Steele on the right, is the big man for them, isn't it, in terms of creating chances. Got to the byline a few moments ago and pulled one back and could easily have created something. Telford have got to look to stop the cross.
Good flick on by Samuels. McCarthy scampering into the box. Good save by the keeper, Boot, who came running off his line. Well, I don't want to be somebody's number two on the bench. He wants to be out playing football and learning the game. And that's why he decided to stay at Telford. Here's Hurst again down this right-hand side, and Telford definitely playing higher up the field than we've seen in previous weeks. Both wing-backs enjoying some room, and even the centre-backs helping out. Deflected shot by Williams, just loops up into the hands of Ryan Boot. That shows you how tight League One is. Free kick for Worcester then, left-footed, across the face of the goal. And Montgomery watched that all the way. There ahead of Jack Ray. Now a counter-attack is on. To the feet of Lee Hughes. Looks to bend it in. And saved by Montgomery. Low to his left. But there is Sharp, who kicks it back forward into the Telford half here. And now Keane keeps it in play. Switches it onto his right foot. Delivers the cross, back post. And headed over by Steele. And Williams passes it back to Hurst again. 24 minutes gone here. Telford 0, Worcester City 0. Williams sliding in again. Linking up with Hibbert. Williams is making them tick here. Clips it in. Headed away. And Worcester should get this one clear.
The precision of their passing and their decision making and their execution in the final third, and too often for me going long and not precise enough.
Steele shoots from outside the area, just wide,
and try and get the ball into the feet of the likes of McCarthy and Hibbert.
Samuels up to the edge of the Worcester box. He's another former Worcester man. Here's Ray. Williams, right edge of the area, whipped in. Oh, that's a handball against Royal. Deliberate handball in the League Cup away at the Emirates Stadium. Fond memories for many fans. Here's Hibbert on the edge of the area. Shoots. Oh, he scored! Dave Hibbert! Lovely strike! Well, the keeper was so slow in getting down to that one, and the ball has snuck into the bottom left-hand corner. Well, they gifted him room, Dave Hibbert, and he hit it, and it seemed to take an age to reach the goal, and the keeper just did not react. Telford will not mind though. They are 1-0 up here against Worcester. Steve.
Yeah.
A few players astonished that the referee has only given a corner. Williams injects it in, comes off McCarthy, cleared up the near post. And City still deep inside their penalty area. Williams in again, a little flick there by Haven. Only to a Worcester man on the edge of the area, looks to chip Montgomery, but he hits it high and wide.
FA Cup penalty shootout, wasn't it? The longest ever penalty shootout in FA Cup history. 14-13, I seem to recall they lost against Scunthorpe United at Agborough in a televised FA Cup tie 2 years ago. Incredible.
Well, it could be penalties tonight. We're hoping that it won't be, and hopefully not as many tonight. Here's McCarthy into the box. Can they get two here, Telford? No, as he attempts to pull the ball back shortly. Hurst has the ball in the centre circle. Telford Samuels with a heavy ball down the line, but it doesn't matter. Cheers and applause from the Telford fans here. Happy with what they have seen and also happy with the scoreline. Below the main stand here from half-time, and we are underway. The referee is Peter Gibbons. Worcester in their blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. Steve Humbles and Nick Southall here at the Bucks Head with full match commentary of this game. This FA Cup replay, the winners will play Brackley in a couple of weeks' time on the 1st of October. Last season from the Sand Grounders, as they're known. Their manager Steve Burr is watching here this evening. And now Ray to Royal. Crosses for halfway line. Telford on the charge again with McCarthy. Looks to bend it in. Good save by the keeper. Decent strike by McCarthy. I think was a bit surprised that he had a bit of time to prepare himself there. Corners floated in. Header straight up in the air by Preston and cleared. Williams playing well. Royal and Ray have been linking up too. I think it's probably been Royal's best game so far. Here he is again on the ball. Tackled just as he was looking to have a shot. Well, 5 minutes into this second half, Worcester looking for an equaliser to stay in this FA Cup tie. With Worcester not having the biggest of budgets, now a good control by McCarthy, shoots at the other end and just wide.
Brought the ball down, turned the defender like he wasn't there, and then it was a decent
at the
strike.
other end, Hughes chancing his arm. It's wide, but 53 minutes gone. Free kick for them, into the box. Header from Preston, straight into the arms of the keeper.
Oh, it was. Brilliant opportunity for Dan Preston. He'll be so disappointed not to have done better.
Now here come Worcester. Will they punish them? Good ball into the near post. Brave keeping by Montgomery. Stuck his body in the way to get back level in this game. Then it could go to extra time and potentially penalties. A blatant pull there by Royal. Now Royal will go. A second yellow card. Pulled Tyler Weir as he was racing through to the penalty area.
I think he'll know that was a really, really naive challenge to make.
A real boost for them. Free kick as well. Steele hits it. And Montgomery catches it second time of asking it. As commentators really get involved in the game. Especially a game like this with so much riding on it. Another cross for Worcester into the back post. Campion's got two players to deal with here. Worcester slow to get the ball back in, but Bishop keeps it in on the dead ball line. He gets a corner for
this level to get through to the first round.
Worcester, long ball into the Telford box, headed away by Telford's Campion. Worcester have it again on the halfway line. Over an hour gone in this game. The trumpeter can be heard. Galliner with his cross. Header from Hughes. Slid off his head. And the referee was strong and didn't give a penalty. Well, the challenges are flying in now. This game has woken up. And Worcester suddenly realising they've got to up their game to get back into it.
Yeah, I think the tone has been set, hasn't it, for the last, well, just under half an hour of this game. Worcester dominating possession.
More pressure on, looping cross, and it's squeezed in. Worcester back in this game. Kieran Keane down the left left-hand side. His cross hit Jack Ray, and it loops over Montgomery and nestles into the top left-hand corner. Telford 1, Worcester 1.
Oh, it's a hammer blow for Telford, isn't it? It's so unfortunate, that goal. And they must feel like the world's against them a little bit at the moment, I suspect, after the sending off. That was just a fluke, really. You can't put it any.
It's an injury. Dwayne Samuels goes off. I'm sure that is not tactical. Dawson comes on.
Going to go to penalties. They're certainly going to have to score another goal to win this tie, and that could be a problem.
Still 20 minutes to go, but this game is getting stretched, and both full-backs are playing 10 yards further forward for Worcester. Now something's happened in the box there between Preston and Hughes. The ball's back though, a chance for Bishop, and his shot's blocked by Haven. Saying earlier on, pretty sure it's nearly 5 years to the day since Shrewsbury played Arsenal in the League Cup. Good ball by Williams to McCarthy, who ventures into the Worcester box and may drop off him. Back to goal. Here's Hibbert. Shot blocked. Maybe another chance with Hurst. Hibbert's back up on his feet. He'll have to take it out wide here, Hurst, though. And he does well to the corner flag. Left-footed cross. Half a clearance by Gallagher. Telford win back possession, though. Williams again. Poking it into space. Or to use, but Haven nips in, the Telford captain. And Telford get control back in midfield. And he releases Dawson. Dawson, a lovely weighted pass down the right wing. They're just lacking numbers in there. There are two players waiting. Dawson made his run to the far post. And he has to kick it out for a throw-in. Out for a footballer. He kicks it a long way too, and Lee Hughes heads it on. Now Bishop has Preston in front of him. Gets goal side, but it's a tight angle. Still a chance for Bishop. Turns again, just across the goal. Let's see how he wants people to be vocal themselves, tells them where to go. Worcester attacking again here. Preston heads it out, shot from Gallagher. Oh, it may be a chance for two, it is. The loose ball in the 6-yard box, picked up by Steele, who's been quiet all game. And he whacks it into the roof of the net. Telford just did not deal with the initial chance. The header from Preston lacked distance on it. And then the return shot from Gallagher was blocked again, but then the loose ball fell to Steele. Telford 2-1 down. 10 men and 5 minutes to go.
Well, ironically, again, Telford slightly unfortunate in some ways. It's been a really galling second period for them, the way that the two goals have gone in. The first one was a deflection. That second one, when Gallagher's shot came in, Nick, it was going at least 3 or 4 yards wide, and Dan Preston was on the ground, and it just seemed to hit Dan Preston, didn't he? It was almost like he couldn't get out of the way. He hadn't got time to react, and the ball has just struck Preston and rebounded straight to Steele, who had a simple tap in.
At the other end, McCarthy looks for a free kick, not given. He went down in the D.
Point in time, there's no doubt about that in my mind. It's been a soul-destroying half hour for Telford here.
Steve Umbles and Nick Southall here. Guided header by Haven from across by Preston, but safely taken by the keeper. Hit long by Ray to the edge of the Worcester box. Williams gets his body in there. Out to Haven. Haven's cross, chested down by Pearce. Did it hit the arm of the Worcester defender? No, says the referee. Hurst back out to Reynolds on this left-hand side. Turns into that left channel. Curls it in, and the keeper nearly overcommitted himself. It's his clearance. Telford racing back to win it back, but it's 3-on-2 in Worcester's favour, and they, if they are clever, will just take it out wide. Instead, they're looking for a third to use. It is a third, and Telford are out of the FA Cup. Lee Hughes with a sucker punch. Telford have lost this game by 3-1. And look at the disappointment for AFC Telford United. Several players just on the ground. They've worked so hard and just have not had the rewards. James Montgomery flat on the ground, head down, and just sheer disappointment.
Yeah, well, what a desperate half hour, really, when you think how strong they were looking at 1-0 up and pushing on for that second goal. Probably 10-15 minutes into the second half, it's just collapsed for Telford, hasn't it? The whole thing has just fallen fallen in on them, really, as the final whistle goes. You couldn't have predicted at that point, with Telford pushing forward, looking strong, going on, and looking like, for all the world, they were going to go on and get a second goal. Nick, you look in the first few minutes of the second half, McCarthy had that opportunity where he's created space on the edge of the box and flashed it just wide.